Good evening. My name is Brandon Larson, and I'm on here with Dion Wiggins. Dion and I were the kind of founders and idea guys around Northern States Showcase. So we're so glad you've joined us, taking time out of your evening to hear a little bit more about what we're trying to do with the Northern States Showcase. So I appreciate you being here, and I'll let Dion jump in a few minutes here. Um, I wanted to give you a little bit of my background, a little bit of the idea behind Northern State Showcase, um, and where we're taking it, kind of what the weekend will look like. And I think we'll answer a lot of questions that you have, but then we'll open it up afterwards for questions. Feel free to ask them. You can send them on chats, and if you want to have a private conversation at another time, Deanna or myself are glad to do that as well. So the idea of the Northern States Showcase actually came out of some pain points, actually, kind of where a lot of good ideas come out of in life. Both of us are coaches. I'm at a much lesser degree than Dion ever was. I'm in middle school and high school uh, coach, but a father of two football players, and we had done the circuit of camps and everything else through the years, from IMG all the way down to kind of small community ones. And there were some glaring things that we thought were kind of left out of the camps that we wanted to uh, fix, or we saw could be better. And then Dion, with his experience, long time coaching, time in the NFL, time as a player, also had some ideas of things that were missing from a uh, recruiting standpoint when you go to a lot of these camps. So we set out to create something different, unique, and new. So in the process of doing that, you bump up against a lot of hurdles and you learn a lot of lessons along the way. But I think we've got something we're pretty proud of. So we want to kind of walk you through what that's going to look like. So the Northern States Showcase was created to give kids from the northern states, that being the Dakotas, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, and northern Illinois, the opportunity to come to one location, to have a combine, to have breakout sessions where they can work with current and former uh, coaches, former NFL guys, just top of the class kind of uh, teaching and training over a couple days, and then we wanted to fill them full of other experiences as well. So one of the key things one of the key things we're trying to do with the showcase is we want to leave these kids. We want these kids Sunday when they leave. We want them to be dead tired. We wanted to have pushed them mentally, and we want to challenge them to be better men. And we think we're putting a lot of things in place to help them along the way to that. Simultaneously, we want the parent experience to be great as well. So we want to create opportunities for parents to learn something maybe they didn't know before, help you with your journey of your child growing through football, whatever that end result is, where we say internally we're trying to help kids get to that next level, whatever that next level is. If they have ambitions of playing in the league, or they have ambitions of just getting off the bench next year, we want to give them the tools and put the tools in front of them to help them with that next level. And in the process of doing that, we came up with some kind of innovative things we think are unique and different at the Northern States Showcase that really separate us from a lot of others that are trying to do it out there. Um, so if you look at the weekend, they're going to come in. They're going to start on Friday with a combine. And the combine is going to be a typical combine: 40s, verticals, uh, L drills, all sorts of ways that we test them that they're probably pretty familiar with, and those in the industry are pretty familiar with. We've got a partner that'll help us do that called GameFace, and they're going to help us record that and make sure we're doing everything. We'll have the laser timing and all of that down. Um, and then we want the kids in that afternoon to go and start to pair off by position groups. We've got coaches, we've got counselors that are from all levels. If you look at if you look at the list on our website, a lot of them come from NFL experiences and NFL backgrounds. We really wanted to equip these kids with the best of the best kind of instruction that we could find for them. So they'll have the opportunity to do that. Simultaneously, we're also going to have breakout sessions for the kids. We want them to start to learn things about leadership. You're a leader on your campus. What does that mean? Healthy healthy eating and healthy nutrition. Uh, what's the NIL and how does it affect them? What do they need to know about social media? Do they know that that post that they made as a freshman on TikTok could affect them later down the road? We want to give them a lot of information so that they can make informed and educated decisions going forward along their football journey and beyond, right? And so we're going to have guys, and I'm talking to a guy right now who wants to talk to them about what their character or who they are as a person has nothing to do with what they are on the football field, but what they do on football can enhance and grow that for them. So we've got a variety of topics that we want them to engage with. We also will open up the same thing on that Friday to parents. We want you to be able to take some classes or go to some breakout sessions with similar topics. My kid's pretty good. What do I need to know along that recruiting chain that's going to help me help my son? Um, what do I need to know about NIL? What do I need to know about his nutrition? So similar kind of paths, but we want to create opportunities for parents that want to attend those to feel free that they can do that as well. I've been a parent. I've gone to a lot of the camps and I've sat on the sidelines for 2 days in a lawn chair and watched. We want to give you an opportunity to grow and learn more as well. So we're putting those in place for you to attend as you will. Friday, or excuse me, Saturday, they're going to break into to groups again. By the end of the weekend, they're going to have 4 to 5 physical activity experiences from anywhere from 1 to 3 hours in length, and they're going to be doing a lot of work in that time. We want them coming off really worn out, and we've got you saw on our website, we're using the Vikings facility, we're using the training facility there. It's a stadium, it's got a clock. We're going to be running that clock, and we're going to be moving them station to station, and we're going to put them through what it feels like to be in a college experience. Well, whatever, if it's a community college or a D1 school, the next level goes at a faster pace, and we want to show them what that faster pace feels like. Now, again, this is open to all comers. We're not gonna to beat them to death, but we do want to fill their day full of experience and full of activity centered around football. So they're going to have breakout sessions on that Saturday as well. But Saturday is what kicks into something that makes us really unique, and what we were getting a lot of really positive feedback about, and it's what we call the mesh session. And if you don't know, the term mesh in football is where the quarterback hands the ball to the running back, and it's that 0 point of engagement. That's the point where you have to make the decision whether you're going to pull the ball away, or you're going to continue to let the running back run with it based off of things that you're seeing and cues that are in front of you. We want that experience for the kids as they are talking to colleges and recruiters. So the colleges and recruiters that are going to be on site, many that are listed and many more that aren't even on the list yet, are going to be there, and they're going to be at tables. They're going to have placards with their school name, and they're going to have materials in front of them. And you're going to be able to walk around and talk to them like you would at a career fair, and get to know them, and they're going to get to know you. Too many times, the feedback we've gotten was from these coaches. They say we go to these combines, we watch number 7 run. I got great information about him. Looks great. I have no idea if he fits who we are as a school, fits our culture, if he's the right fit. And I sometimes talk to him and he's like, oh, you got to talk to my parents. I don't know what I'm going to do in my process. So the opportunity to bring all of the parties together to see if there's a good fit. Or is that school a good fit for him? Is he a good fit for that school? And the opportunity to have discussions and get in front of those schools. We're going to do, we're right now solidifying that schedule. We're talking about a couple opportunities to do mesh sessions. So people have the opportunity to flow through and meet schools. And we're encouraging the kids, and we'd encourage you to not just stand and talk to Arkansas or Texas, but we want you to talk to everybody there, because what but Dion will tell you in a few minutes is this is a industry and this is a world in football that's built off networking and it's built off of everybody knowing each other and not burning bridges in the process. So many times when they aren't a good fit for one coach, another coach will turn and say, "Hey, you got to check this guy out. I'm filled up, or he's not right for us, but he's probably great for you. You should talk to them and talk to their parents." So we're going to encourage them to never pass up an opportunity to get to know all the coaches while they're there. And we think this is unique. The coaches from the other side are embracing this as well. Hey, we never get an opportunity to spend this much time getting to know these guys. We bring them on campus and we get them to campus and we waste a lot of time because we found out 2 days into them visiting our campus that they're probably not the right fit. Wow, can we shave that off for both parties early on and close that loop for them? So we're hoping to be able to do that. We're going to have a banquet on Friday night for the kids. Hope to have some inspirational speakers that can motivate them, encourage them, and push them along in their football journey. And we're going to end Sunday with some more physical kind of experiences. So too many people default to 7-on-7. We've got some competition set up. We're talking about bringing in the Marines and doing a Marine kind of workout with the kids uh, that morning. Our previous call we were just on, somebody was worried about that overexerting their son or he hasn't worked out in a while. Don't worry about it. There's not a lot of pressure. It's for fun. We're gonna have fun, and but we want them to know what it feels like to push themselves to get to that next level. So that's our weekend at 10,000 feet. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna do a lot of things in between, and we got a lot of surprise guests. A lot of our counselors and our coaches all have NFL pedigrees, so they're around people who have the discipline, the skill, and some of the tools that got them to the next level. So we hope that they will brush up against some of that and borrow some of that and understand some of the things it takes to do some of the things that they want to accomplish, not only in football, but but possibly in life. Dion, do you want to pick up anywhere I left off, and then we'll open it up to questions for people. Dion, are you there? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just getting it together. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. You could be anywhere in the world right now, watching some program. I know that like the Bachelorette or something like that, or Bachelor, but you decided to spend some time with us. We appreciate you wanting to know more about what we're trying to get accomplished here. And overall, like you said, I've had the opportunity to work with kids from kindergarten all the way to the National Football League. One thing is constant. Everybody wants to do well. Everybody wants to perform. But sometimes you got to be taught how to perform. And that's what we want to do. We want to get them here, let them show what they can do, trust their talent. Once we see that talent, you know what? We're going to put you in the right hands to improve. Wherever that improvement is, especially parents. A lot of questions. Let's get you in the right place to get the answer that you need. What is the NIL? What is the portal? How is that going to affect my son's recruiting in the next 2 to 3 years? Is this school right for me? Is it not right for me? I don't know. I've never been there before. I've never met anybody from there before. Well, now that opportunity, that's what we're trying to get done. And so that's one thing that we looked at. We also looked at the ability for parents, like Brandon said, you sit on the sideline, don't get to talk to nobody, but guess what? Yes, you do. And it's not an autograph session, not anything like that, where, you get to get away with a picture and an autograph. You get a lot more than that. You get time. And what's the most important thing a person can give you that's precious to them is their time.
We're partnering with a company called Route Analytics. And again, kind of a unique differentiator for us is they're going to be able to come along our combine and look at some of the videos, some of the huddle video, and some of the history of your athlete. Where do they play? What division do they play in? What schools are they at? And they put all of that information into a filter. And I don't know, how they do it, but they test it against historical data from the last 15 years, and they're able to pretty accurately tell somebody where a kid would rank from a D1 down to a D3 school, an NAIA kid, whatever. They're able to say this is the kind of attributes, skills, and things that drive at this level. And this is what you need to do. This is where maybe where you're weak that you could work on in the off season. These are some areas of growth. But what we're going to do with that information is not just leave that in the hands of the kids. We want to be proactive with this, and we really want to help. And so we've got a database. It's got every college coach in the country. It's got their emails and their social channels and all of that information. And so we're going to say, hey, Johnny, you slotted uh, as a high D3, low D2 school. Are there 10 schools you have in mind that fit in that category? And we're going to send them your information. We're going to introduce you to the coaches, and we're going to introduce you to uh, the GA, which Dion would tell you is the most important person to be in front of. The GA is the lowest on the totem pole. He's the guy that can't let a diamond in the rough slip by him. He's got very little margin. So he's going to look at everything that comes across his plate and dig in pretty deep. So if we can close some of those gaps where they're looking at huddle like everybody else, if we can add some more information, if we can give them more feedback about that athlete and your athlete, it gives them all the more tools to make a better decision. And we're going to throw that in front of them. We're not going to follow up. We're not going to do anything but make that an introduction. That's up to the individuals, the coaches to reach out, whatever. But we at least want to close the loop. Too many times I've seen kids go, they finish well, they're a top finisher at a camp, and their name and information gets thrown into a database, and coaches can comb through that database, but they don't know anything about that, and it doesn't have that personal touch. So we really wanted to take a different and unique spin on that. So that's one thing we'll be doing at the end of camp, probably in the weeks following. We'll be able to get that information out to coaches to follow up. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the guys that are coming, that are going to be there, their backgrounds a little bit, so we get an idea of the kind of instruction we're given.
Yeah, you're going to get a wealth of knowledge. You're going to get, some of the best high school coaches that are available, that are going to be working with the athletes. Some of the best college coaches that are going to be working. Some of the guys that are currently working in the pros right now. Some guys that played in the league. Some guys that coached in the league. That you're going to be able to have your athlete work with. And here's the greatest thing behind. The greatest thing behind is that all these dudes have tons of passion. They have tons of passion, and they're excited to work with them. They're excited to share, their stories. They're excited to watch these kids grow. This network is really small. I mean, it's a really small network when it comes down to football coaches, and all these coaches that are going to be there. We have a relationship with, a personal relationship. We got some other guys that are trying to work out their schedules so they can be here. So like I said, these guys are really wanting to work with your athletes. And so, as they work out their schedules to be here, they're going to be here. We got some schools that want to be here, and they're trying to figure out how to get a couple guys to be here during that time because of spring ball and how it works out on their schedule. So, we're excited. People are excited about what we're doing. So when it comes down to it, when your athlete leaves, they're going to leave more than just, being tired physically. They're going to leave tired mentally, because they're going to soak up so much knowledge and have that drive and motivation, for the summer to get ready for their own season. And, then we'll be watching them, during their season, and looking forward to the opportunity to work again with them the next summer, to watch them grow. That's what this whole deal is about. This is about growth. This is about them coming in. They come in, they start here. We see them. We work with them. We get them to the right people to help them to improve, no matter where they're from, because we got we have some people, around the country that can work with them. So like I say, these guys are excited to do it. I'm excited to do it. And I'm going to be quiet so we can get those other questions answered. Thank you for the questions.
Yeah, there's the analytics I talked about. They're asking if it's free. It's actually It's absolutely free as part of our partnership with them. Actually, it's beyond free. They're actually going to give you 3 months extended on their service, and they'll be able to walk you through the service when we're there. But it's a tool that will give you all of that information, and you can continue to add to that information in that database as you go. But every single kid that goes through, we're going to run the analysis on and get that off to the coaches. Um, we've been approached by recruiting companies. Are these recommended? And what are your thoughts? Well, we will have a couple recruiting companies that will be on site to watch the kids perform, and they do a good job in some cases of really finding the premier kids in the state. They are also a lot of times the go-to for colleges and universities who need to build a list of, I'm looking for tackles from this size, this strength, this level. They're able to provide them with that information that sometimes those coaches can't find. But there are also some that are not as good. And that's why we hope to give information over this time that can help you kind of delineate that process and help you take some of the control yourself and be able to help your child in that recruiting. Dion, you got anything else on that one?
Well, I mean, information is never bad. Never bad. Never bad to get any information. Always great to ask the question. One thing we're not going to do is we're not going to steer anybody, one way or the other. We will most certainly help with, any questions that you have in regards to service, but to say one is better than the other, we're not experts on, on what they do. We'll let them go ahead. But I'm going to tell you one thing, the more the merrier that's involved with, helping athletes in this day and age. Remember, like I said before, that Portal, he's an animal. To get more information is, and this is my opinion, is the best way to go.